And of course, my fucking PNG is over large yet again.
Oh no.
Oh no. No, Charlie.
I do not want to go to Candy Mountain. I do not want to go to Candy Mountain.
You shall go to Candy Mountain.
Robert, I will throw my phone at you.
I mean, that might be true.
Okay. So for those, hey, hello. For those that are watching on Twitch, thank you guys so much for stopping by. I greatly appreciate it. I hope that you're all having a fantastic morning, afternoon, evening, whatever time zone that you are in. My name is Slade. I am the Dungeon Master for the Dirty 20. Tonight is a special night because we are doing another bonus episode featuring our one of our players, Altair, also known as Shinny. Say hi.
Yo.
So, this has been an episode that has been in the works for a little over a month now due to the fact that Shinny has specifically stated that he wants a very specific subclass and a very specific person.
Flavor?
That is going to be relayed tonight. And it's going to be explained in this very episode. So we are going to explain Altair's level up and what he leveled up into and why. It's one of those things that it took me a hot minute to figure out how I was going to implement it into this story and make it successful. I hope I have done justice by doing so. However, I am going to let Shinny know that I was going to screw with you even more. And unfortunately, she was not able to attend tonight because she herself was busy. But I was going to make it to where that a very specific character that you were wanting to be heavily involved in was going to be voiced by a good friend of yours. And unfortunately, she is not going to be here tonight. So that made me very sad, unfortunately. But let's see. It is.
But I have a feeling I know exactly who.
Yeah, I know you know exactly who. Artemis Rose.
Oh.
Yeah.
Raven couldn't be here.
Yeah, she was going to be the voice for your very special character for tonight, and unfortunately, she could not make it.
You would get my ex to voice that character.
Oh yeah, exactly, because I thought it would be hilarious.
Oh no, I would have laughed my butt off if that had been a thing.
What is your take on someone multi-classing into other subclasses under your main class? I mean, it's D&D. You do it however you want to do it. It is your character. It is your game. You dictate who you want to be. For example, I have a friend of mine who has delved into 5 classes in their campaign. They are a paladin, a cleric, a rogue, a fighter, and I want to say they are also a wizard. But they multi-classed into all 5 of those classes, and they said that it is extremely fun and successful. If I was to do it as a DM, multi-classing is very helpful for very specific classes. So depending on what class that you main, I would either recommend multi-classing because of the fact that it just works better if you multi-class, but there are also other classes that I would say that you don't have to multi-class. Like, for example, Barbarian is a class that you do not have to multi-class in. Barbarian is a class that can quite easily stand on its own. It doesn't need help from any of the other classes. However, Warlock, on the other hand, is a class that needs a subclass because of how restrictive the rules are for playing a warlock. So as a DM, it would be determined by what class you're playing. And it also determines whether or not, if you're trying to do like I do sometimes, called min-maxing, which is basically where you try to create the most overpowered character possible. If you do that, then yes, multi-classing is like mandatory. But yeah, it's not really up to the DM in the sense as to how you play your character. Like, they can tell you yay or nay on certain things about your class, but in general, you as the player have full control over what you want to, who you want to be, and how you want to play that character. And if any other DMs disagree with that, that means that they're either assholes or they are people that go strictly by the book and don't delve out of that. And we call those rules lawyers. And yeah, rules lawyers are good in certain situations, but very annoying in others. However, we need to get to tonight's session. Because we are technically running a little late, which is, there's no problem with that. So we are going to just delve right into it now by doing a brief recap as to what happened last session. Because this is all happening at the exact same time. This episode here is happening on the same day that our last episode happened. Which featured two of my good friends and two of my players for my other campaign, by the name of Mayhem Vote, who on this campaign plays Ilya, and my closest and best friend Hacksaw, who plays Sark. Yeah, plays Sark. He's a unenthusiastic bard in this campaign. But both of them had a
really intriguing.
Yeah, you need to go listen to the episode. It's hilarious. But
An unenthusiastic bard.
Yes. His subclass is literally called College Dropout.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do that later.
Yeah. But what happened in the last episode, for those that have not listened to the episode, just give a brief little snippet as to what happened. So our player Ilya made a deal with the bard teacher where that she had to go and attend one of the bard classes. However, there were rules. Ilya specifically stated that she was not to be told by the professor to participate in anything regarding the bard class. She did not want to sing. She didn't want to dance. She didn't want to do anything at all. She wanted to just sit in the back of the class and watch the entire event unfold. And then have the passing grade for the day. The bard teacher agreed to that. However, things were not all as they seemed. It turned out that our player Ilya had to babysit, in a sense, our guest Sark, because he just refused to not participate in the class either. Matter of fact, he didn't want to participate in hardly anything. So with the help of Dublin and Ilya babysat Sark, which led to a spiraling event of them fighting off some dragons. And I'll leave it at that. That's where we are now. It's on the very same day that the events that are about to transpire have happened. It is early in the morning. It's the first class of the day. And our good friend Altair has opted to attend the Warlock class. Again. However, things are a little different. The Warlock teacher is there. She's sitting up at the front with her feet propped up on the desk, reading some kind of book, not paying anybody any mind. There's seldom students in this class. However, 3 in particular are different from before. 3 of the students are getting massive stares from the rest of the students, and for good reason. Because 3 of the students are the most popular students in the school. They're second years, and these students are well loved for a very particular reason. They're fucking gorgeous. Quite literally. They are extremely attractive. The 3 in particular, you have a blonde, a ginger, and a brunette. The blonde seems to be kind of, what's the word that I would use? Like, fruity, I guess. She is very, like, up and about. She's very, like, giggly. She's blowing bubbles, like she's smacking on some gum, not paying any mind. She's twirling her hair. The ginger is got her nose pressed in a book. She looks like that she's reading something. She has spectacles on at the current moment. She's reading over something. You can't quite tell exactly what she's reading, but she's paying nobody any mind. She's in her own little world. The brunette, on the other hand, is fixing her violin. She's currently trying to put new strings on her violin and keeping an eye out on her blonde friend that's sitting over in the corner. I see that you have moved your character exactly where you wanted to move.
It's where I said it last time.
What do you do now?
This was something we talked about, but is one of the 3 the girl that
Yes.
that gave me part of her bento the other time?
No.
I walk up to her and say, hey, how you doing?
Yeah, so the one that gave you the bento is actually this one right here, which I didn't know that you were going to sit there again, so I moved the other one over there, but I'll put the girl that was originally there. But yeah, so she looks over to you and says, yeah, I'm good. How are you?
All right. Since I had so much of a fun time the last time I was here, I decided to come back.
She does the kind of a little smirk, but she looks over to you and says, you know, I'm kind of curious why the 3 of them are in here.
Don't know. I mean, we could go ask.
Oh, and she
And ask and find out.
She shakes her head violently. She says, "Oh no. Yeah, I don't talk to them. They are what's the term or phrase? Above my pay grade."
I'm trying not to burst out laughing because of how many times I said that earlier today.
But yeah, she pulls out her books and everything, and she starts getting ready for the class, or the class, because you know how the Warlock class is. It's more like a study group than anything.
Warlock class, aka study hall.
Just study, literally. But she pulls out some random books, and she pulls out another bento box, like similar to the one you've seen before. And she starts getting ready to do some of her studying. Is there anything you want to do while you're sitting there?
Oh, I will pull out the book that I got the last time and start trying to decipher it for...
You pull out that book?
Yep.
I love how he hesitated. Okay.
I didn't hesitate. Like, it was just... I think that was Discord.
Okay, it sounded like you hesitated after I asked that question. I was like, yeah, okay, cool. So you pull out that book, and for those that don't know, I'm going to show a picture of the book now. Let me... Perfect. Oh, yeah, that's perfect. Covers up the translation and everything. Okay. So for those that don't know, this is the book that Altair found the last time that he was in this class. He can't decipher it because it's written in a language that is not really known. Like, it's one of those things that either he doesn't know it or it's not an actual language per se. So what I need you to do is roll me an investigation check to skim through the book to see if you can find some clues that can possibly help you. If you do poorly on that one, then I will allow an Arcana check to see if that will help you, and then we'll go from there.
I'm going to take the Arcana.
Okay, so let's see.
Because that was the investigation.
So you rolled a 5 on investigation, okay.
But 17 on the Arcana.
Okay, so 17 on the Arcana. So, what you end up doing is you start flipping through some of the pages, and you're not really getting a grasp as to, like, what exactly this language is per se. It seems just more like gibberish than anything. So you get to a point where you're just really fucking frustrated. So you just decide to pour as much arcane energy as you possibly can into this book, and you get a reaction. You get on one specific page, which is the page that I currently have pulled up on the stream. You get the translation for that page. It says, "Woe to us all, for the bright ones came to our world to ravage our lands, rape our women, and force us into slavery. The time for our vengeance has come, for now the occupation has ended. Chaos has risen, darkness reigns supreme, and freed our infernal masters. The unveiling is upon us." If I need to reread that so you can write that down, I will. Just let me know.
Yeah, because I'm just going to type it and then copy paste it over into Discord.
Okay. Woe to us all.
Just keep going because I can type.
Okay, all right. For the bright ones came to our world to ravage our lands, rape our women, and force us into slavery. The time for our vengeance has come. For now the occupation has ended. Chaos has risen. Darkness reigns supreme and has freed our infernal masters. The unveiling is upon you. Got it?
Yep.
Awesome. All right. I'm going to close out of that, go back to our map screen. Okay. But that is what you read on that specific page. And that's after you poured some of your arcane magic into this book after getting fucking frustrated at not being able to decipher what this language is.
Well, as I'm reading that, I'm also going to say it not loudly, but kind of almost like I'm saying it to myself out loud as I'm reading it.
Okay. So how loud do you say it? Like, do you whisper it, or is it more like you're just not paying attention and you're just mouthing off what you see?
Basically, just mouthing off.
Okay. So she in particular is going to roll. She does hear you. Okay, so the ginger that's in front of you instantly perks up, and she turns around and looks at you. And she says, "Excuse me, what did you just say?"
It was the passage in the book that I was able to decipher when I channeled some of my energy into it.
She leans over with her chest pressed up against the table, and she looks at the book, and she notices the language. She sits back in her seat and then whispers something to the blonde and the brunette, and then looks back at you and says, "What's your name?"
My name's Altair. What's your all's?
She points to herself and says, "I'm Annabelle. This is Garcia, the brunette," and the Garcia waves. And then she points to the blonde and says, "This is Alice." And then Alice does the little finger thing where like she kind of like twinkles basically. But Annabelle looks back at you and says, do you know what that book is?"
Not entirely. And then I relate what I do know about it from, like, what Muffin had said about it. I'm pretty sure Muffin said something about the book.
He said he didn't know about the book because this is after his time, but he knows that he was told to protect it for some reason.
Okay.
But she looks at you and says, "What do you know of the history of the school? Just by happenstance. Do you know anything other than what you've been told?"
Nope, not at all.
Okay. She says, "So they keep this on the down low, that like not a whole lot of people know about this. So just note that I had to find out through various channels of people that I know that have been here long enough to know the truth about the school. It's one of the reasons why my mother sent me here. You know we have the 4 houses, right?
Yeah.
There used to be a 5th. The 5th one was banished from the school by the other 4 genies because of that specific genie's belief. That genie in particular is half genie, half Hydra. And supposedly, those genies, along with the help of the teachers here, helped lock away that genie in like a vault. And that book, along with 5 others, is the books that they were looking for. They hold a lot of power when together. Dark power, but power in general. How did you come across it again? You said somebody named Muffin?
An ice imp, if I remember correctly.
She is going to roll a history check. Oh, she knows. She gives... I'm going to let you roll insight on this if you would like, but she gives a grin that it's not sinister. It's like she knows something. But she gives off a grin and says, okay, I believe I know who you're talking about now.
Yeah, my character, he's focusing elsewhere.
Yeah, I believe it. With a 9 for sure. Yeah, her tits are way too immaculate for you to not be focused on that. I'm sorry. Like, they're just there. But she does that thing and she points to your eyes and then points to her eyes and goes, up here. Yep. Raise your head up. Yeah. There.
Hold on. Tony, I'm going to say this. I'm going to put a little bit of me into my actual character here. I've been looking in her face the entire time. I just haven't been looking at the center of my vision.
With a 9, your vision has started to... your vision has gone down. You're lucky you made it to the chest. Had you rolled a nat 1, you would have went a lot lower. But she does that thing where she's like, yeah, eyes back up here. Yeah. Face. Yeah. Up here. Uh-huh. Okay. Now that we're back on track and I know where you got the book from, are you planning on keeping that book?
The reaction from the teacher, the last when this happened last time, yeah, because it was gifted to me by the person that would buy Muffin to keep safe. So,
okay, I was afraid of that. As much as it pains me to say this, I need you to go and meet my mother, if that's the case.
That's fine, but I'm keeping possession.
No, you can keep the book. It's the fact that in order to keep you sane, I'm going to have my mother put some protective spells on you to keep your mind intact, because you'll eventually start losing your mind. You'll start having nightmares and other things.
Oh, I have those anyway, but that's beside the point.
Oh, you haven't had nightmares like this. No, not like this. You see the blonde like start to clap and she goes, "Oh, are we going to the gardens? Are we going to the gardens?" And then you see the brunette she looks at the blonde and says, "Shut up. My God, you're loud." "Yes, we're going back to the gardens." And you see the blonde go, "Yay!" And she's clapping, but she's doing it in that stupid way, that way that you know that she's not right up in the head. She's very dense. And you
the game, I'm going, okay, Seraphal.
You see the redhead rub her temples and just be like, "I swear To my mother. Okay. I need you to meet.
Hold on. Has she tried mixing 5 drinks at the one inn? If so, I know someone that has her beat. It's okay.
No, she has another issue, and it has to do with her family. Okay, so on the down low, we're half deities, and her father is not the brightest of deities.
Well, like I said, I know a kinku that makes 5 drinks that there was a sign that very clearly stated not to do it.
Yeah, your friend is smarter than she is. And she, the blonde looks up and goes, "Wait, what? You want to find out? Okay. How do you want to find out?"
I think we need to put them in the room together.
Wait, what? I couldn't hear you. Wait, what?
I was going to say, I think we need to put them in a room together and see the type of stupidity that wins.
Okay, I tell you what, we can do that later. That does sound like a lot of fun. I'm not gonna lie. That we will do that later, but right now, I think it's more important that we go and get you some protection to, if you're going to keep that book.
Okay.
But she goes back to start reading over her books and everything. You see the blonde kind of just kick her feet up, and then you see where she slips and the chair falls, and then she falls out of her seat, but she starts laughing at herself. The brunette is just like rubbing her face in just absolute anguish at the fact that she's having to deal with this dense blonde. Goes over, helps her get back into her seat, and then like roughly pushes the chair in to where that it's like a tight fit, and the blonde just looks up at her and it's like, "It's too tight." And the brunette's just like, "I don't fucking care." And then she goes back to sit down.
The face palm.
The brunette goes back to fixing her violin and putting new strings on. Several hours have gone by, and the class finally ends. You follow the three women, and we're going to pull up the map. Yay!
Yay!
So,
it's a map.
It's a map. So for those that don't know or have not been here before, this is the map of Hawkford. Currently, our players are here at the academy. But our friend Altair is going to go to a new place. You're going to go to Syncopat's Lake. They are going to travel with you to the lake. So you travel for roughly about an hour, maybe an hour and a half to the lake, to where that you end up here. What you see before you is it's separate from the lake. It's like the lake waters flow into this little ravine that looks like it's dropping down. Like, this water looks like it's really deep. There's a set of stairs that lead down into the water itself. And it looks like on the other side that there is a altar of some kind. Like there's a statue over there that depicts a beautiful maiden that is overlooking the waters themselves. But the three of them walk over with you, and they start taking their clothes off. What do you do?
I'm stammering. Go, whoa, wait a minute, wait a minute. What?
Yes. What's wrong?
I feel like I shouldn't be here now.
We got to go jump in the water to go to where my mom lives.
And we can't do that with clothes?
I mean, unless you want to get your clothes wet, and this is the easiest way of doing it, is to just take your clothes off here and then pop out the other end. I mean, it's up to you. I'm doing it the easy way. I'm not shy. Are you? And then she does that little thing where she puts her finger underneath your chin.
Boy. What in the High School DxD bullshit did I get myself into?
Matter of fact,
Well,
hold up. Oh, okay, yeah, she rolled a nat 20 on a persuasion check. So, yeah, she's very much doing the flirty thing where she puts her finger underneath your chin and then she's just petting your fur.
With that roll, the clothes just somehow disappeared.
Like,
They're not even on the ground. They're just gone.
Like, you just look down like, what the fuck? She looks to you and goes, good boy. And she and the other two start making their way over to the water. And I'm not going to grab your character because that's not what I wanted to do. But they head down and go into the water and they start making their way down. What do you do? you full on sprint and dive right in. You're just like, bitch, let's fucking go.
The character's going to do a cannonball, but it's a cannonball.
They do a fucking cannonball. So all of you dive into the water. Before they dive in, they look to you and say, so you need to hold your breath, and it's going to be quite a bit of a swim. But once you reach the bottom, then the magic arcane field will activate, and you'll see what happens when we get there. So take a deep breath in, and when you're ready, dive in. And you watch as all three of the ladies do exactly that, and they all dive. What do you do?
Well, here we go.
Okay, so what I need you to do is I need you to roll 4 Constitution saving throws. The DC is going to get higher as you go up. So the first DC is relatively easy to pass, then it will become harder as you go along. Okay, so 13, 14...
Uh-oh.
9. Okay. You're going to take some damage. You're past the halfway point, so the damage is going to be not that great for you, I'm afraid. Although I did roll low.
I don't have much HP, so you rolling low still doesn't help.
You're going to take 6 points of damage.
Well, I'm not liking this last roll then.
10? Okay. If you go down here, which you probably will, I'm going to roll to see if... Okay, yeah. So no matter what I roll, you're going down, and she's going to have to save you. Yeah, oh yeah, you're fucking going down. Okay, so she's got to save you.
It's working out. My character's doing what is it.
Okay. So
Reenacting episode 1 here, people.
You pass out before you reach the bottom. However, it feels like that several minutes have gone by. You don't know exactly how long, but you feel like that it's been a good while. But you slowly start to cough up water. You see as the redhead with still in her bathing suit has
Bathing suit. You said naked.
No, I didn't say naked. You just assumed naked. I just said that she was taking her clothes off. Your dirty mind went to that point, so that's on you. In her bathing suit, she looks down on you, and you can see the glistening from where that she had locked lips with you to draw out the water and do CPR on you. I need you to roll me a wisdom saving throw, please.
I get one more low roll low to medium roll like that. I'm going to the roller. I'm going to start calling my shots again.
What did you roll?
11.
You rolled an 11. You start feeling something down below that is getting slightly bigger. She hasn't noticed it yet, but you feel it.
I'm going to assume that would be a Constitution maybe check to
see if you can put it back down. Put it back down. Okay, yeah, sure, go for it.
No.
Absolutely, fuck not. Matter of fact, it's getting bigger.
Well, no longer using that.
He throws the dice across the room
up again, just like last time.
But yeah, it's getting bigger. She still hasn't noticed yet. She looks down to your face and she goes, "Are you okay?"
No. I am not.
No.
Will be. I will be.
So do you sit upright and try to get away from her, or what do you do?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Yes.
You do that. Yeah, with the 15 you do that. She still hasn't noticed.
Yeah, that would be the Constitution check to like force it.
Like, get down.
Pick that up real quick.
But you're standing upright, and you're for some reason you're doing like random jumping jacks to try to get your mind off things. And she's looking at you very strangely and goes, "Oh, okay, yeah, sure, okay."
Just making sure all the water's out of my lungs.
However, what you see upon standing up is not a sight that you thought you were going to see. In fact, this is what you see.
I'm already going, oh no.
So, you don't know exactly how it happened, but you know that when you woke up after she did her CPR spell on you, that essentially you wake up to find yourself looking upside down in the ravine. So it looks like the water is flowing like exactly the picture dictates. It's like a waterfall effect. Whereas when you were up topside, it just looked like a giant pool that was really, really deep. So you're looking up and seeing the world above you as if it was the sky. So you can see where you originally were at. And then you're standing on solid ground, and you can see a castle kind of just floating in the middle of this waterfall. You can assume that is where her mother lives. But it's very unique as to how that this is all laid out in its magical sense, you would think that you would be drowning at this point, but because of the magics that were laid before in this water, once you reach the bottom, you can assume that they just kicked in, and this is what you're now seeing. But you're able to breathe, you're able to walk, just like if you were in a normal place. So what happens is that she goes with her two friends and takes you to the castle itself. She walks with you and takes you to the castle and leads you here. She leads you to the throne room. The throne room is depicted as being this fluorescent, very beautiful looking throne room. There's flowers everywhere. The statues themselves, even their weapons, are wielding some form of flower-esque type thing. Like you can see the bows and arrows are made out of like these trees with flowers on them. They look like they're elven made to an extent. The walkway is lined with roses, various types, pink, blue, red, all different types. But you get this beautiful sensation of this fluorescent type environment. At the very end, you see the most beautiful thing you have ever seen in your life. It's a woman, but she's not human-sized. I need you to roll a religion check. I'm going to wait on that religion check. Oh,
exactly what that is.
Oh, look at you. Look at you. That is called a nat 20. You know that this beautiful maiden sitting in this chair is the goddess named Sune, Sune, the goddess of love and beauty. And you can tell that that's what she is the goddess of right off the bat. And you can also tell who her daughter is, because she's a ginger. The three of the ladies make their way forward towards the throne. I'm assuming you do the same.
Yeah, like not as fast, but like a little bit behind them.
Yeah, they walk the same pace as you, but it's more like I just did it for like just to speed things up a little bit.
Oh no, just to go ahead and move them. Like, but I was just saying, like, I would be like a half step behind because it's like, oh,
gotcha.
We can approach.
Gotcha. You see the three girls kneel, and
immediately do the same.
your bitch ass is like face first, where they're just on their knee. But you
no. It's like I see them going down, and I beat them to that.
Licking the floor. But you see the redhead look back up and say, "Mother, we have come to you for aid. We have a situation from our friend here that he needs help with, and you're the only person that I know that can help with this situation." You see the woman stand up and walk gracefully towards the edge of the stairs. The closer she gets, the more it's almost like you physically cannot help but look at her, but it's also very painful to look at her because of how radiant and beautiful she is. You're getting smells of like lavender, rose water, peppermint. You're getting all of these like beautiful flavors going into your nose, and you're smelling all these different aromas and stuff, but you physically, your body is not listening to you, and all your entire instincts are just like, you went into mating mode. You're just like, oh my god, I need to mate with this person. But your body can't move. You physically cannot feel your body at the moment. Do you say anything?
Nope. Well, actually, hold on. I will. I just go, yeah, it's about a book that I got from an ice imp that was guarding it. Although it is a little strained because I am feeling the effects.
You see, what languages do you know?
Oh, crap. I might... Gotta look up my actual character sheet because I don't remember if I put those on the mini one that I'm currently using or not.
Well, while you are looking, we're going to take a quick break to look at chat for a moment. So I see Jordan and Grimbeard have said something. So Jordan, I hope you're doing well, my friends. Good to hear from you again. Grimbeard, I am so glad you guys stopped by. I have been watching your guys' streams for D&D ever since I saw you guys on TikTok a couple of weeks ago. You guys are fucking amazing. That's all I gotta say. I love your guys' content. If you guys are still here, but thank you guys for stopping by. Greatly appreciate it. What's up? You found it?
Yep.
Awesome.
Visceral, Celestial, and Draconic.
So you will know what she's saying. She's saying in Celestial to her daughter, she says, "Is it one of the six?" And then the daughter replies in Celestial and says, "Yes, I believe it to be the Book of Insanity." You watch as the goddess holds out both of her hands, and you can barely get a glimpse of it. It looks like Naruto Jinjitsu bullshit, but at like so fast paced that you don't even know if her hands are moving or not. Like, it looks like her hands are still outstretched, but if you're quick enough to see it, she's fucking doing Jinjitsu bullshit, right? And then all of a sudden you feel this intense arcane pressure underneath you and then encase you. And then you feel this stuff on your skin. It feels like a what is that? It almost feels like tree sap. Have you ever touched tree sap before? Like, you know how sticky it is? It feels like that, but it's encased in your entire body, and then it disappears. Like it's gone. She has given you a kind of like armor, in a sense, that protects you from the effects of the book. So the book is... you know that it's attached to your soul and that it is connected to you after the events of how you got the book. But the longer you keep the book, the more times you would have to roll for the insanity check. With this armor that you have on you, you no longer have to make that roll. Now, it doesn't protect you from the other books. It just protects you from this specific one. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. The goddess looks to you and in common says, "My son, for this protection, I have a request."
What is it?
My daughter is on her way to becoming a patron. she has no followers apart from her two friends, but both of them are deities themselves, or half deities, so they cannot become her champions. I want you to be her first. You see as the daughter looks up with this worried look and be like, what? And the other two, the blonde is smiling gleefully like, yay! While the
Hey, new friend!
yay, new friend! The brunette is like, the fuck you just said? But soon looks to her daughter and says, it's high time, my dear, that you take up the mantle that I sent you to that realm for. You need to start now. I know you're in your, what do you call it, second year? I've never attended school, so I don't know. I've been here for, how many years has it been now? Like 3 million, something like that. 3 million years. But it's high time that you started stepping up to the plate. I'm forcing your abilities early. Where with that book being revealed, you need to step up. You hear as the daughter groans and goes, "Oh my, why me? Oh my gosh. Oh no." The blonde is just continuously going, yay! While the brunette is just literally, the brunette is slamming her head against the ground over and over and over again. She's like in a fit of a rage almost.
That's what I'm thinking.
What do you say as she gives you this request?
As much as I would like to accept this request, I will only accept it if she agrees.
Roll me a persuasion check.
Nope, doesn't work.
Okay. She gets up. She walks over to you. I need you to roll an insight check.
Oh, that persuasion check was actually supposed to be a little bit higher, but it doesn't matter. Well,
You vaguely see it. Have you ever heard of the switch? Where like a person
I've heard
has,
of mini switches.
like in this case, like the personality switch, like where
Yes.
you know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
She does that. You get a brief glimpse of it where she stands up and walks over to you. Her ginger is coming out. She full on steps on your chest. Full on. Like she puts her foot on your chest and plants you down. It doesn't hurt. But she now bends over and looks at you into your face. And she goes, "You better be lucky that I am so nice. And I need you to now roll another wisdom saving throw, please." Okay. So, with a nat 20, I'm going to allow you to dictate whether you get turned on by this or if you
Nope.
remain normal.
Remain normal and just go, I will refuse to force myself onto someone that does not want it, regardless of this situation.
She takes her foot off of you. She gives you a sinister glare. Like, it's not like that she's mad at you, she's more mad at her mother than anything, but she's given you the dirty treatment because she knows that she can't give it to her mother. And then she sighs. And she goes, fine. Do you want to be my first warlock?
And as I said, only if you want me to. I'm not. It's like, if you will have me, yes. But that is still your decision.
I'm bound by my mother. If I disobey, I die. So, while part of me wishes that this had been done a different way, I'm going to adhere to my mother's wishes. Mostly for your sake, because of that book. But I want you to know, I don't want you to pray to me. I don't want you to... I don't want you to do any of the religious sect stuff. You know what I'm saying? I don't want you to go and, like, sacrifice people in my name. I'm not about that. I don't have time for that. I just want to read books. That's all I'm about. Now, granted, I know you're a male, and I could literally see your hormones being ejected from your fucking ears. I know for a fact that you're horny as hell right now. I get it.
And my
But
character at this point just goes, I mean, as a guy, can you blame me? However, I stand by what I said. Like, there is no situation, and I kind of glance over quickly to her mom, where something should be forced. However, I do know that you are bound to what your mom says. So I will accept. Well, I will be your warlock.
and she goes, "Okay. Because I am new to this, unfortunately, I have to do this in a very particular way that I know you're going to enjoy. But forgive me for doing this." She full on smooches you. And at the moment that it happens, you feel your power increase. However, so for those that are listening, he has leveled up in Warlock. However, there's something that Shinny does not know. Something that I have altered. So, give me just a second. And I'm going to pull this over here. I need to find that link I sent you that has...
It doesn't work anymore. I brought it up to show one of my friends, and it wouldn't let me do it.
Okay, so...
But if you search it up through Google, it'll be the first thing.
I forgot what it was called.
Hold on, I'm just gonna make it a little bit easier on you.
Because I have the alterations on my end, but I don't have what it actually does.
There you go.
Perfect. Yeah, that's it. Cool. I'm going to bring this over here, and we are going to reveal what he just got. So, he has delved into the Senpai Patron class for Warlock. He gets all of this right here. Like, it goes into detail as to what he gets. He gets the Madly in Love at level 1, Mask of Sanity at level 1. It gets all this stuff. However, there is one thing that I have altered. And it has to do with how he casts his spells from now on. So, Shinny.
Go on.
Anytime you cast a spell of level 1 or higher, you must roll a wisdom saving throw. The saving throw DC is dependent on high the spell cast at the time. So, for example, if you cast a level 1, it's relatively easy. If you cast a level 2, it gets a little bit harder. So on and so forth. The higher spell you cast, the more difficult the DC will go, up until it becomes almost impossible. If you fail the wisdom saving throw, you become horny, making it to where that your spell casting becomes more difficult. And the only...
So how do I fix this?
You fix it by doing exactly what she just said that she didn't want you to do. Praying. Because the whole purpose of being a follower of a senpai is that you worship this person of every single level that you possibly can do, knowing full well that she's not going to accept you. So, in order to reverse the effects, you have to make a religion check to pray to your patron, and if you pass, it gets removed. However, you still have to keep doing it. You keep doing it until eventually, you stop casting spells of higher level. But it's only on spells of level 1 or higher. But every time you cast a spell that's level 1 or higher, you make the saving throw. If you fail, then you become horny. And I'll give you the stats for being horny here in a little bit. But essentially, it has to do with your spell casting. It makes spell casting more difficult because you're too focused on your senpai. But to reverse the effects, as a free action on your turn, you can roll a religion check to see if your senpai will allow you to be able to not be as horny anymore. Got it?
Got it.
I want you to know that after we had this discussion on this very thing, I thought of that immediately after we got off the call. Because it just made so much fucking sense to do that.
It does. It really does.
So, for those that are watching currently, this is the stats, again, like I said, that he gets. He's going to be worshiping his senpai, as we're calling it. And it takes the form of this redheaded, beautiful young maiden here. But from now on, any spells that he casts of level 1 or higher, he has to make a roll, a wisdom saving throw. If he fails, he becomes horny. And it's like a status effect, just like if you were prone or, any of those other status effects that most D&D has. But he has the ability on his next turn to use a free action to roll a religion check to see if his senpai will remove the effects of him being horny. Now, just note as well that if you fail the religion check, the DC for that also gets higher. So it keeps going
because
up.
She's pissed I'm praying to her.
Basically, yes. So if you pass it the first time, you're good. But if you fail it, the DC keeps getting higher and higher and higher until, again, eventually it becomes impossible. And then she just gets full on pissed off and just ignores you, which is what a senpai does. She just full on just like doesn't give two rats' asses. And she's not going to listen to anything you've got to say. But congratulations, Shinny, you have done it. You have successfully reached your warlock level, and you have now gained your patron's abilities. So, if you have not done so already, go ahead and add all of that at some point. And
Will do.
as much as I would love to continue on with this, we're going to cut it short because we did start up late. I had some more I was going to do with this, but I have other things that I need to attend to. So thank you guys so much for listening. I greatly appreciate it. I apologize for us being late, but we are going to shorten this episode to just kind of explain a little bit of what's going on as far as the book is concerned. He now knows that the book has something to do with the school itself. And it's up to Altair to see if he goes to his other friends to put all the clues together and figure out what the fuck is actually going on. But now he has some new friends that he gets to worship and get newfound abilities with that as well. Thank you, Shinny, for this short little episode. I hope that you had a little bit of fun. I know it was all role playing. And I had a little bit of combat planned, but with it being as late as it is, I just decided to kind of just skip all of that. So hopefully you'll forgive me for that.
Like the murder hobos that are in the rest of the party, I'd much rather do straight roleplay.
Facts. Which, you bring that up, and I still think that Amy is still leaning towards if she wants to do full-on roleplay or murder hobo. I don't think she's full-on decided yet. She's still on that phase of figuring it out. But,
Newbie, it's okay.
But I did bring this up in the Discord for them, but they need to go and listen to the Bard episode to figure out some stuff that has to do with the book, some other things that are going on. I kind of briefly mentioned it in this episode, just a smidge, but I want my players to go and listen to the episode, so I was very careful not to reveal everything. But again, thank you guys so much for stopping by. Let's see who we can go and raid. I would like to raid somebody and send the love over to somebody before we head on out. I'm going to send you guys over to...
Yeah. Includes D&D Beyond digital copy.
I'm going to send you guys over here because she raided me at one point a couple of weeks ago, and I want to return the favor. Okay, so let's do this. All right. So she's currently playing The Forest. So I'm going to send you guys over there. Thank you again so much for listening into this special episode. We will be back tomorrow, which will be Sunday. We will be here for 2 streams on Sundays until I get my schedule fixed to where I can stream more days. I'm hoping that starts this coming week with me having the one job now. I don't work 2 jobs anymore. But hopefully with this new job that I'm working, I'll be able to start streaming 3 days a week again and get back on to what I want to be doing. But tomorrow there will be 2 streams, one tomorrow morning and then one tomorrow night at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time, which is the next episode of Adventuring High, where our players will be able to get back together and figure out what the fuck is going on with the books and the genies and the smokes and the dangerous shit.
Say, Tony, I thought tomorrow was the last solo.
No, we finished that last week. Yeah, we finished that last week. I was thinking about doing a solo for Amy, but with everybody being able to attend tomorrow, I'm just going to go ahead and just do a normal session tomorrow and then see how that plays out and then go from there. So tomorrow should be a normal session and you guys can play it out however you guys want. Okay, thank you guys so much. We're going to go hit up this raid. We will see you all tomorrow. Bye.